Hiya, and welcome back to After Class. The game that teaches us that, it's tough. The game that teaches us that the best things are saved for last. Talking about Lars. Anyways, this is Mark's Day 9 update. It came out yesterday. I genuinely thought it was one of the episode updates. Turns out it isn't. So let's just hop right in. Night night. Yeah. Tears shed for another person are not a sign of weakness. They are a sign of pure heart. Jose and Harris, Vida, a story of faith, hope, and love. In loving memory of our beloved friend, Zarbel Marco, 1997 to 2021. Sad. Day 9. After class. Yet another new day began. This time you found yourself sleeping on the floor, and the only thing that stopped you from having a sore back was a quilt under you. Let's just pull that up, because I don't trust it. Maybe it was because you were still half awake, but you had trouble figuring out why you weren't sleeping on your bed yesterday. That was until you looked up to your bed and saw a glimpse of Mark's whiskers. Right. As you got up and stretched yourself, you heard Lars getting busy in the kitchen. It was faint, but you knew he was there. Lars woke up quite early. I could never. Still feeling lazy, you leaned your head against the mattress as you let out a small sigh. He's sleeping so peacefully. Maybe I should let him sleep longer. Looks like we still have a lot of time before school anyway. Okay, I think we're good. You brought your arms onto the bed and rested your head on them while you admired Mark a little more. Yesterday was a lot. We agreed on not telling him anything about it. I wonder if that was a good idea. I mean, maybe it's for the best. I can't help but feel bad about it, though. He literally poured all of his secrets for us. Alcohol is scary. Oh. Walter. Good morning, Mark. What are you doing staring at me like that? Uh-huh. I wasn't staring. You are. You can't say that without any proof. The fact that you're resting your head on the bed while facing towards me is proof enough. Ugh, fine. I was admiring you. Not that I mind. Well, I suppose I'll allow you to come up and cuddle with me. Oh? Since he was giving his consent to cuddle, you eagerly climbed the bed. Hiya. After positioning yourself for said cuddle, he brought his left arm close to you. Wait. Oh, shit. There were no words exchanged between you two, only tender touches here and there with occasional grunts for Mark. I could get used to this easily. At first it was just him lazily dragging his left arm against your fur, then it became something more involved. His arms started roaming over your chest, before going lower towards your abdomen. You felt somewhat ticklish, so you playfully swatted his hand away. He came back stronger and more aggressive. What you described as tender touches became a ticklish attack from Mark. That tickles! Even though he was being playful right now, you could tell he was trying to set the mood into something more intimate. He was leaning toward exactly that, but both of you forgot one important thing. The door wasn't locked, and there was someone else besides you two. Ah! Oops. Lars, thank you. Thank you for cock-blocking Mark. Oops. Both of you quickly got up and sat on the bed before Lars had a chance to see what was going on. Fortunately, he only knocked on the door instead of barging in like someone else would. Saved by Big Kitty. Damn it, little kitten. Thank you, Lars. Thank you. Let's just go ahead and bring it up. I'm just going to go ahead and bring it up. Mommy Lars. This had become a routine. Whenever you had the chance to do something that required a bit of privacy, someone or something would interrupt it, as if this wasn't meant to happen just yet. Walter? Yes? Can I come in? You looked at Mark and he shrugged at you. You took that as a I don't care from him. Yeah, come in. Hey, morning. Yo. I saw someone I knew outside. No, it's nothing you should be worried about. But anyway, I have something for you. Me? Yeah. That's my backpack. Who gave this to you? Your dad. Ugh. How did he know I was here? Oh, he didn't. I just happened to see him outside. We knew each other. I'm guessing that's just Lars making it up. I'll head to the kitchen now. Are you staying for breakfast? If you insist. Might as well. Okay. As Lars headed out of your room, you could hear that he mumbled something along the line, but it didn't insist on anything. But that aside, you turned your attention back to Mark. You saw him opening his backpack and then chuckled. What was inside his backpack that made him chuckle like that? Should we ask? I have a thought on what it might be, but it's truly awful, so I'm just going to hide Mommy Lars for now. Bye, Mommy Lars. What's inside? Just my clothes and textbooks. Oh, does that mean you will be able to head to school? I mean, I don't plan on skipping classes today. Huh. Today's full of surprises. You heard how it is with me yesterday. Yeah, your banter with Avi. Plus, there's a test twice this morning. That too. With your curiosity satisfied, you looked somewhere else as Mark rummaged through his backpack. You thought of starting your day, and it seemed like Mark had the same idea. Well, we should continue our little thing sometime later. You can shower first. I want to catch some more cat naps. Wasn't what you had last night enough? Never enough sleep. That is a fucking mood right there. But before I go, how's your head? Any hangover? I'm perfectly fine, thanks. Okay. Literally a kitten. You left the bathroom and headed toward the You left the bedroom and headed toward the bathroom for a quick shower. Since Mark's going to shower here, I'll grab a new towel for him before I jump into the bathtub. And so you did. You grabbed a new towel from the towel rack and put it onto the vanity before hopping into the shower. You remember to turn the shower knob to the right side. Today, you managed to take a shower without getting that cold water shock like you previously did. This was a small win for you. Upon entering the room, you were surprisingly unsurprised at the fact that Mark was, indeed, taking a nap. You wished you could let him stay asleep. You wished you could let him stay asleep some more, but both of you got school to attend. Mark. Oh, fuck. Walter's just walking around. Mark. No answer. I finished showering. Still no answer. Failing to wake him up with only your voice, you thought of something wicked and fail-proof. What? Earthquake? He didn't scream nor shout, but he did raise his voice in terror. Not to mention his voice was shaky because you were shaking him violently by the shoulders. When he realized what actually happened, he stopped thrashing around, and you thought it was so amusing that you couldn't help but sneak in a few chuckles between your words. I've finished showering. It's your turn now. Okay. I have a new towel for you in the bathroom. Without saying anything more, Mark got up to grab his clothes and brought them with him into the bathroom. He looked so embarrassed. Maybe that's why he left just like that. Anyway, I should get dressed now. Since you had an idea what Mr. T brought with him for Mark in the backpack, you felt inspired to wear something different today. Maybe something that would give off the impression that you had a sense of fashion. Even just a smidge of it would do. I don't really have anything else to wear. The idea of shopping... Hang on. The idea of shopping for clothes with Mark seemed to be more likely to happen than before. Oh, a certain set of clothes caught your attention, and it was the one you wore the first time you arrived at Highwell. I wore this one today. I've always liked how this one looks on me, even though it's a little bit out of character. Oh? Nice. Actually looks very good in that. Very cute. Anyways, we're just going to bring back up the sensor because I don't trust Mark. You take a quick glance at yourself in the mirror by the door. Looking dapper. Oh. Also, Haya. Fuck! He looks good! Mmm. He does be looking good, and he do be looking good in that, though. Huh. You're all dressed up. I was hoping to see you naked. Jesus. That caught you off guard, but you decided to not react to it. That was a quick shower. Yeah, it didn't feel like taking more than that. You're wearing something different today. Mm-hmm. What do you think? Gryffindor's persona. Oh no. It's nice. The way you say it isn't that convincing, you know. I mean it. It's nice. So nice that it's distracting me. Was that supposed to make me feel good about my outfit? Yes, it really is. It really is good looking. Honest. I feel like he has something else in his mind, but I don't think I want to ask him about it. I think we're both ready for school now. I am. Are you? Of course I am. I'm prepared for today's exams, too. Vod. Bocce balls. What? What? And then we're both ready. Let's see if you can get a better score than me. Oh, what if I had a higher score than you? You get a higher score than me, you get a higher score than me, and bragging rights. Okays. You'll have your ass handed down to me. We'll see about that. In that case, let's head out now. But we still need to eat breakfast. That's what I meant. Oh. Hey, Lars. Ah. There was a pregnant pause. Sometimes you just gotta dress nice. Sometimes you just have to dress nice and you want to feel pretty. Okay, there was a pregnant pause between his previous exclamation and the next thing he said. Next thing that he said, accompanied with a quick scan of yourself from the top to the bottom. You two are here. Yes. Sit down. Breakfast is almost ready. Just need to put them on some dishes now. Oh, do you need help? I got it. No worries. You don't want to get these on your clothes. Sounds scary. I think it does. I don't know, though. It's probably too late, but are any of you allergic to turmeric and or ginger? Nope. I'm good on both. Not a big fan of ginger in general. But whatever, it's not like I eat anything with ginger in it. It's not like I won't eat anything with ginger in it. I see. After finishing what he was doing, Lars brought some serving plates onto the table at once with both of his hands. A la mode de server. What? Wow, that's so cool. I'll stumble and break everything carrying them like that. You just get used to it after a while. That aside, help yourselves. This looks more like a brunch menu than breakfast. Oh. Mommy Lars! Ah! Ah! Shut the hell up, Mark! Not in front of our mother Lars! Ah! Oh. It's no big deal. I can stomach this just fine. Thanks, Lars. Huh. Huh. both Lars and you looked at Mark like it was funny. You wouldn't have thought he would call Lars, Lars, and said thank you in the same sentence. Who the fuck are you and what have you done with Mark? Who the fuck are you? And what have you done with Mark? I have a pillow, and I know how to use it. I'm gonna smother you to death. You're done. Fuck, hang on. There we go, it shouldn't be picking up as much noise. Wait. Hang on, let me readjust this. Oh. Fuck. Wait. We're back. You were also expecting some sort of a rebuttal after the initial appreciation said by him, but none came. Did I say something funny? Not at all. Weirdos. He took a bite of his food as he said that. Since you didn't have the luxury of time, at least not to some extent, you wasted no time eating your breakfast with Lars and Mark. Yeah, there's like something going on with the microphone. Hang on. Hang on, let me check something. Hold up. You got some nice, fun technical issues. Yay! Not. That was good. Thank you, Lars. I enjoyed it. I'm glad you did. It was fine. This time, he said neither thanks nor Lars's name, but it wasn't a problem at all. Leave the dishes here. I'll do them later. Are you sure? Yeah, you two can head over to school now. Alrighty. Thanks again, Lars. He nodded. If you weren't really the person who would notice that someone was acting strange, you could tell that Mark was being quieter than usual. Behind the scenes. No, because some of the people I know IRL, a lot of them actually know the behind the scenes of how everything works. And I actually share how I make the TikTok videos. Like you can see those on YouTube. Like you can see the how I make them on YouTube. Anyone would notice, especially with how talkative Mark was usually. Is everything okay? You're being really quiet. Am I? Yeah. I guess it's just one of these days. What does that mean? Those days when I'm not really feeling like talking much. Ah, okay. I guess if that's what it is, I can't really get him to talk with me. Ah. What's happening? I forgot my backpack in your room. Oh, let's grab it. No, you can go ahead. I'll catch up with you. You sure? Yep. I don't need the keys. I could just scream my lungs out to get Lars's attention. Whoa! Big kitty! Big kitty! Like that. Alrighty. You weren't even thinking about the keys. From how he had just been popping up at the most convenient time possible, you just assumed that he could head into your house freely. But that was a thoughtless assumption. There was no way he could do that. With Mark heading back to your place for his backpack, you continued walking through the alley. Even though you would have liked to walk together with him, you then noticed a person walking from the other end of the road, having trouble carrying all his groceries. Seeing that reminded you of your own groceries. With Lars now staying over at your place, you now had some actual grocery shopping that involved more than just bread and peanut butter to do. I wonder if we need to stock up on groceries sometime soon. I think there's something that I need to... Oh, yeah. Mommy Lars. Bye, Mommy Lars. Bye. Okay. It's like bugging the fuck out of me. I don't know what it is. You arrived to Publix by yourself without realizing that you felt bad for not helping at all. You thought that you probably should have helped that person with his groceries. Yo. Ah! You're here fast. I told you I'd catch up. Plus, your house was literally on the same road as that alley. Fair enough. Should we head to school now, or do you have something to do in Publix? No, let's go to school. The more you tried to ignore the fact that you didn't help that person, the more bothered you got. Even Mark noticed that you were making some funny faces because of it. You good? Those faces you've been making are sort of bothering me, you know. Ah! Which one? It's probably silly, but I feel bad for not helping someone. That doesn't make sense without context. You might want to tell me the full picture. I saw someone needing help while walking here, but I just walked past them. On purpose? No, but I wasn't thinking of helping either. Why are you feeling bad? You're not obligated to help someone. You're right, but still, I could have helped him, instead of ignoring it. Well, let's put yourself in their shoes for a while. Would you expect a total random person to help you? When you put it that way. No, not really. I'm sure it was the same for that person you just walked past. I guess you're right. Of course. Sorry for that. I guess that was a little bit irrational of me, huh? You're fine. I like that a lot. I like that about you. You like me? Don't twist my words. Let's just head inside. Okay. Oh. Ah, hey you two. Look who's here, Walter. Look who's here. Walter thought you died because you were absent yesterday. No, I didn't. I was just exhausted. Taking a quick nap before showering was a bad idea. Who would have thought? Definitely not me. Ha! I need to catch up on some reviewing. Talk later, you two. Good idea. Okays. As for you, Walter. Yes? We studied yesterday. I guess we can take it easy for now. Sounds good. I swear, let's tease Marky Moo. I feel like that is a reference to Markiplier. I feel like Marky Moo is a reference to Markiplier. Let me Google that real quick. Oh. There's an actual definition for Marky Moo. Oh. Like I said, there's an actual definition for that shit. Let's just read it. Marky Moo. An unusually hyperactive and adorable animal that needs to be taken extreme care of. It is mostly known for its funny antics and prettiness. But beware, as it can shout at a considerable volume on being enraged and can start weeping over anything that is even remotely emotional. It can be mostly found with its friends in the wilderness. Just be careful of hurting its massive ego or it will bite you. That is Mark. That is Mark right there. That is Mark right there. Oh yeah, also Markiplier, but no. That is Mark right there. By definition, Mark. Do you have plans for later, Mark? You turned your attention to Mark, whose attention was fixated on the small electrical device on his hand. Don't know just yet. I have my schedule open today. Why did you ask? I was thinking of hanging out with you, like usual. I'll let you know. Okays. It seemed like he was occupied, but... Hiya? It seemed like he was occupied, but at the same time, he looked like he was distracted. You wanted to ask what was going on. But you hesitated and eventually decided not to pry. Maybe it has something to do with him being drunk yesterday. I wonder how much of it he remembers. Let's talk about something else. Oh! Mark! Did you find the thing you were looking for? What thing? I don't know, you were looking for something when we headed back to Highwold from Waterfront. Oh, that. No, not really. What was it anyway? Not important. But I want to know! Why? Maybe I'd seen it. A pocket watch. I don't remember seeing one. Thought so. Is it something important to you? I wouldn't say important, but it holds a sentimental value. So it's important. It's just like that rough-looking pencil case of yours. Please give my pencil case a break already. And FYI, it's important to me! I was a fool thinking that would work. Maybe we can look for it. In Highwell? Not a chance. Did you forget where I lost it? Ah, right. It didn't occur to you that it happened in Waterfront, even though you just asked him about the thing that he lost before heading back to Highwell from Waterfront. Way to go, Walter. Sorry. You don't have to apologize. It's whatever, really. That thing is old anyway. Still, maybe you could ask Tora about it. Maybe they found the thing. Maybe. I'll see if I can get in touch with the dude. Okays, finger crossed. Tell me about it. The pocket watch he lost must be more important than he would want to admit. He is very... They're all dense. They're all dense. I know I would be upset if I lost my pendant. It had happened a few times due to your lack of coordination and spatial awareness. You'd better hold on to that pendant a bit tighter. It hasn't even been half an hour. It hasn't been half a fucking hour. And already, Walter finds new ways to be basic. He finds new ways to be basic. I'm absolutely flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted. It's obviously Walter, but no. This isn't the fast that I've had to pull this out. Once, during an earlier after-class part, within the first 5 minutes of actually jumping in, within the first 5 minutes, I've had to pull this out. After 5 minutes, not even then. Let me know if you have any news about your pocket watch. Yeah. After talking with Mark about it, he seemed more chipper than before. You two had some idle chatter to kill some time before the exam. It was awful. Hi, Mr. Parker. The time for the exam was drawing near as Mr. Parker opened the door to the classroom. Once he stepped inside, everyone stopped talking briefly. You could feel that the air suddenly felt different. You overheard some students complaining about the exam, while some others were freaking out about not studying. I fucking love that song. Like, I don't know what it's called, but I love how it sounds, just... Ah, fuck. Mr. Parker sat down and put the stack of paper he had with him onto his desk. He then said something, presumably to make the students less anxious. Good morning, class. Hope you guys studied for today's exam. Don't be too tense. If you studied or have been listening to the lecture, this should be a breeze. Except it didn't help any. Thanks to that, there was this constant anxious feeling, like a pit in your stomach, regardless of the amount of preparation, or lack thereof, you done. Time to be smart, Walter. See, it's funny, because we're not smart. Time to be smart. What does that mean? What does that mean? Be smart. What does it mean? I don't know. I don't like being smart. Calm down, Walter. It's only an exam. We'll wait 10 minutes before I hand out the papers. Until then, feel free to do whatever you need to do. Since you felt confident about the exam, you decided to relax your nerves while waiting for the papers to be handed out to everyone. But at some point, you decided to catch a quick glance at the textbook. It wouldn't hurt to be more prepared after all. Honestly, same. I also hate that. I also hate the process. Alright, 10 minutes has passed. There was a simultaneous groan from the students when he said that. There was nothing else you guys could do other than letting it happen. I need front row students to help me. Please grab an exam paper from the stack in front of you before handing over the rest to the rows behind you. If somehow we don't have enough for those in the back, let me know. Oh, jeez. See, I don't like reading books. I don't like reading books, but I like reading these. Anyone who's gotten the paper can start right away. Please don't forget to write your name and your ID number. I can't give proper credit if you forgot to write those, okay? Oh, once you've finished, you may turn the sheet upside down and leave the room. If you decide to stay, please don't disturb other students. Right? Although I will say there's one book that is fucking amazing. I haven't read it in a while, but I need to reread it. It's the Ember series, City of Ember, and it's 3 sequels. The City of Ember and its 3 sequels are all fucking amazing, and you should totally read them. It's been a while since I've read them. I need to read them again. Oh, once you've finished, you may turn the sheet upside down and leave the room. If you decide to stay, please don't disturb other students. You popped your knuckles. I pop my knuckles like all the time. While anxiously waiting for the stack to be handed to you. Relax, Walter. It's only an exam. I know, I just can't help it. After grabbing your exam sheet, you passed the rest onto the seat behind yours. Time to get this exam done. You weren't sure about the answers to some of the questions, but despite that, you felt like you would pass the exam just fine. It wasn't the worst you'd done, but it certainly wasn't the best either. At least you didn't feel like you would fail the first exam of the year. Reading that bad? I don't know. Yeah, it's only the first exam of the year. Mark had just finished. You saw him flipping his paper upside down before he got up to Mr. Parker. It seemed like they had a short conversation before he left the room. You have a book. You have a book that you checked out of the library when you were 6. Oh my. Oh my. Imagine the late fees. Oh my god. You, on the other hand, still had a few questions in need of answers. You took your time to answer them. After about 30 minutes or so, you managed to finish answering all of them, by doing what people would call guesswork. You flipped the sheet and left the room at the same time as Avi. How did you do? I think I did okay. Certainly won't be perfect, though. How about you? The laugh he let out wasn't a happy one, but rather a, I'm in danger kind of laugh. You patted his back to cheer him up. Auto mod. I don't know if I can do that. Auto mod won't. The only way to like delete the comment is just like put you in timeout or ban you, and I don't want to do that. So here, I'll do a thing. You ready? You ready for this? Ta-da! I just cleared the chat on the screen. I should have studied more. Aw. It's either I'm barely passing or not, but we'll see. Hoping for the best. Yeah, you too. No problem. Actually, let's bring up Automod. Oh, fuck. Yeah, let's bring up Automod real quick. Nah, but Automod is always watching. Yeah, you too. Thanks. You're not heading out with Mark? Not sure. He didn't tell me where he was going. Probably has something important to do. He'll text you if he wants to hang out. I suppose so. Well, do you want to grab brunch before next class together? On second thought, that must be Mark. Oh, it's not. Absolutely nothing to read today. Just secretly trying to appease Automod. Oh, it's not. Damn. Shows what I know. Walter, I was going to let you know about Mark, but you left so quick. Anyways, just letting you know that Mark asked me to tell you that he's hanging out at the school fields. Oh, yeah, I was sort of rushing. Thank you, Mr. Parker. Automod, what the hell are you doing? Oh my! Damn, shows what I know. But it's related to Mark, yes. You're welcome. Oh, I'm not too far off then. I suppose he told you to hang out somewhere else. What are you doing? Yeah. Brunch together? Yeah, I think I might pass for today, Avi. Sorry. Don't worry about it. Just thought I'd ask. Yes, it was a doggo. It was a doggo just being weird. Automod sees everything. Automod can do everything. I feel like coming up with random bullshit about Automod. Just absolutely random bullshit about it. I appreciate it. Anyway, laters. Enjoy your brunch, Avi. Avi left, and now you were standing there looking at your phone screen. After the last message from Mr. Parker, there was no more conversation to be had. Why is Automod in your bed? Why is Automod in the tree? Always watching. Avi left, and now you were standing there looking at your phone screen. After the last message from Mr. Parker, there was no more conversation to be had. Yeah. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. No, fuck. It froze. Fuck. Shit. Fuck. Wait. No more conversation to be had. Okay, yeah. Maybe it's because he's still watching over the students. You put your phone back to your pocket. Time to head where Mark is. Hold up! I just saw something flash. This place always looked out of place just by being a part of the campus. A lot of students were sitting by the entrance of the building, but then there was no one on the soccer field. But thanks to that, you had no trouble finding Mark at all. He was the only one in the soccer field. Looked like he was lying down in the lawn grass. You approached him, and you made sure he noticed your presence. I see you're not trying to sneak up on me anymore. It won't work anyway. What are you doing here? What does it look like I'm doing? Lying down, but who knows? You might be counting the clouds, grazing, or something else. Cheeky little bastard. Gotta thank you for that. Clearly hanging out with me has influenced you some. You could say that. I suppose Mr. Stone told you I'm here? Yeah. Great. Now you can chill here with me. What are we going to do? Nothing. I want to take a nap. In the middle of the soccer field? What if they want to use it? Doubt it. How can you be so sure? We can just scoot when they want to use it. There's no winning with you. You're already winning by hanging out with me. I don't see how. You'll see one day. It's like an investment. Huh. Let me nap already. Please, please, point in the teddy bear where Automod touched. Oh no! Oh no! That's awful. Bruh. Let me nap already. Fine, fine. You don't mind if I look around, do you? Nope. Do what you gotta. Okays. That was awful. In the criminal justice system, Automod-based offenses. In the criminal justice system, Automod-based offenses are considered especially heinous. Here in Highwell, we have an elite squad known as the Automod Victims Unit. These are their stories. As you let Mark drift into the dreamland, you sat down while enjoying the fresh spring breeze blowing against your face. Auto Gill 2.0 mod. Oh no. You noticed small patches of clovers around the perimeter, but they weren't flowering yet. Good for people who are allergic to pollens. With nothing to do, you quickly felt boredom hitting you. Maybe there was something else you could do while waiting for Mark to wake up. Which one? Oh my god. Okay. I'm alive. Hey, Automod is watching. What kind of dog person could resist a ball? It was practically begging to be used, laying across the fields like that. Huh? When you picked up the stray soccer ball, you didn't know what you were expecting. But it quite certainly wasn't this. The ball felt nice and firm, but not quite tight. When you pressed the ball with your finger, you weren't able to push it in. It was certainly a strange feeling. But you weren't here to fondle these balls, you were thinking of kicking it. Granted, you had never kicked a soccer ball before, but how hard could it be? Oh my god. Very. The first time you tried to kick it, you stumbled and almost fell flat on your face. Quite literally. Thankfully, like a gymnast or someone who had experience in gymnastics, you saved yourself from that embarrassment with both of your arms, somehow managing a graceful landing. You let out a gasp because you thought you felt cool for a brief moment. I must have been an acrobat in my previous life. You just realized how lame that sounded. Good thing no one was around, and the only person here was napping. This time you try to kick the ball once again, both less arrogance, since you learned it the hard way. Here goes! Whoosh. The only thing you kicked was the air, and your shoe scraped against the ground. Oh jeez. Sending a patch of grass flying into the air before landing in front of you with a squelching dirt sound. A bare spot presented itself in front of you. See, I'm not athletic. I never could. The only sport that I really did was track and field, and it was awful. It was absolutely awful. I was always the last one done with literally everything, because I was so slow. So slow. All the slowness. Ah! Before anyone found out you were the culprit for said bare spot, you quickly put the grass you just kicked off the ground back to where it was, hoping that no one would notice and that it would keep growing. Well, you didn't fall at least. Okay, one more time. Thud. I did it! Even though the ball was only a meter away from its starting position. You did it! Coach Gill? 6 feet apart. 6 feet apart, please. Social distance. Hey, what are you doing here? Just taking a walk around. He got closer and whispered something into your ear. I saw you kicking the ball for the first time, by the way. Or rather, he saw you kicking yourself to the ground. Almost. You saw nothing! Well, if you put it that way, I certainly didn't see you kick anything. In fact, you missed... Stop! I want to bury myself into the ground now. One, wash your hands. 2, don't touch me. 3, wear a mask. Even if you don't got the virus. 5, wash your hands. 6, don't touch me. 7, wear a mask. 8, don't touch me. 9, don't touch me. 10, don't fucking touch me. It's not a big deal. Come on. It's embarrassing. It might be, but I saw you didn't give up, and you pulled through. Seeing that reminds me of back then, when I tutored you. Oh? I've always been so proud of you for not just quitting. And I admire you for that, you know. He patted your head a few times. That was nice. But back to what he said. You didn't know that he admired you. Surprise, surprise. Really? I didn't know. Of course. Did you really forget about it? I only remember some bits. I see. Maybe we can reminisce to jog your memory. Sure. But what are you doing here anyway? You're not here to play soccer, are you? You don't seem the type to enjoy sports after all. I'm just hanging out with Mark. Are you really? I don't think him napping on the ground counts as hanging out. Well, we were hanging out. He decided to take a nap. That's all. Fair enough. Well, if that's the case, I'll hang out with you then. Since you praised me earlier, I'll allow you to hang out with me. Blech. He really rubbed his attitude on you. I'll ignore it because you're cute. You rolled your eyes. Here's usual Coach Gill you know, and not so love. We don't really hang out like this anymore, huh? Anymore? Yeah, other than me tutoring you, we also hung out pretty often. I might remember the tutoring part. I would be surprised if you did. You were usually daydreaming whenever I tutored you. Edgar wasn't too happy about it when your grades dropped. I guess it would make sense you also know my parents. Of course, we were good friends, especially with your dad. He's a good guy. Why does it feel like there's more to it? Must be your imagination. Suspicious. Gil, did you fuck Walter's dad? Oh god. Oh god. Suspicious. We're here to talk about you, not me and Edgar. Double suspicious. But I think I remember a little bit now. You certainly came to our house often. I've always remembered the first time we saw each other was at the school. This is a little bit of a revelation, I guess. Oh? It's hazy, but I think I remember us going to a park near my house. We did go to a park together often. I see. Yay! I'm glad I wasn't imagining things this time. Oh god! Oh no. Oh no! I also hoped you exercise sometimes. That explains why I feel exhausted near you. Oi, that's rude. But yeah, good old times. Nowadays it's just work, work, and work. No, I don't think that was it because, that would probably mean that Gil was still a minor, which is like huge no-no. No, that's pedophilia. No. Chances are because it's actually a pretty healthy relationship between Edgar and Walter's mom. Because it's like a healthy relationship. Chances are he was just like, yo, I want to have sex with Gil. And she's like, okay, cool. Be safe. Congratulations. Or something like that. Really? I thought your work would be more relaxed. It may look like that, but I have the same responsibility as other teachers here, especially with the whole shortage of people for the basketball team. Ah, yeah, you're managing a team. How did it go? Did you manage to find someone? Yes, but he's not the most compliant person I've known. Oh no. Oof, good luck there, coach. I would have liked you to join the team instead, but oh well. Haha, I appreciate that, but I'm sure I'll just hold you guys back. I'd be willing to guide you, hands-on, personalized Gil-learned private lessons, too. That sounds so lewd. Only if you think it is. Maybe it's part of the package. One, 20 feet away. 2, don't touch me. 3, leave the fucking area. 4, don't touch me. Good thing I didn't join. How about the other things, like family? Ugh. Did I hit a sore spot? Oh no! You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. I guess it's fine. You might not remember, but my ties with my family are rather complicated right now. 5, you are cancelled. 6, don't touch me. 7, your life is over. 8, don't touch me. Oh jeez, that's not good. You could call it severed, even. Oof, what happened? How do I put this? I haven't been keeping in touch with them. Why? I don't want to do what my family has been doing. It's not my passion. What is your passion, then? Starting a family with you and having 5 pups to get... No. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. No. Joking aside, I enjoy a more relaxed and quiet life, and my family's business won't do. I don't remember knowing what his family does. They have been trying very hard to have me return to the house. As if it wasn't enough, now they are trying to pull me back with some wicked words. Pull you back? Wicked words? How do you mean? They are putting me in a dilemma by telling me that our father is dying. Oh. I suppose they are expecting me to go back. Are you going to go back? As if. Although I don't think they are going to let me go just like that. What if it wasn't a trick to get you to go back, but it's actually that your father is dying? That's the thing I've been having a dilemma about. What do you think I should do, Walter? I don't think I can answer that for you. Sorry. He got up and patted his pants a few times to clean it. It's okay. Thanks for listening, Walter. I just needed to get out of my system. Sorry I couldn't help more, Coach. He ruffled your hair a few times before leaving with a smile. The smile he let out was weak, but it was sincere. That left you feeling more bummed out than before. This wasn't the first time you couldn't help someone in need. Jeez. I wonder if there's anything I could do for him. Like I said, you don't have to feel bad for not being able to help. It's not your fault. Oh! How long have you been awake? Who knows? You heard everything. Who knows? Yeah, he heard everything. Yeah, this is Mark's route. Like, you can tell because you can see Mark right there. It's not nice to eavesdrop, you know. Was I really eavesdropping if you two were talking oh so nonchalantly next to me? Fair point. Oh no. I think it will. Because it's like in his episode. I felt bad for Coach Gill. I wish I could help him more than just listening. Why? He's been annoying, sure, but he's also been nothing but nice to me. I didn't know he was dealing with so many things. I've always thought he was having it easy. Like I said, you don't have to feel bad for not being able to help. I guess you're right, but I suppose I'm just feeling sympathetic. We can talk about this later if you want to, but we have another class to attend. You're right! Thanks, Mark. Sorry I sort of rambled in front of you. Yep. After the conversation earlier at the school fields, the walk in the hallway had been especially quiet. You thought of something to break the ice with Mark. Maybe talking about the next class could do the job? Oh yeah. What subject? Huh? You were going to ask me where your classroom is, no? College writing. Miss Choi should be upstairs. I'll take you there. Okay. Well, let's chop. My classroom is in another building. Oh? What class do you take next, Mark? Macroeconomics. That sounds like math. Maybe. Okay, so from here you keep going straight until the end of the hallway and then turn right. Thank you, Mark. No probs. If you finish your class first, wait for me by the school gate. Need you with something. Oh, okays. Bye. Enjoy your class, Mark. He waved his hand as he walked toward the stairs, as if he was telling you to just head into the classroom. He asked to hang out with me. It's going to be a nice day. Or so you thought. In the classroom you saw a familiar face, one that you weren't too happy seeing. Hi, bitch. You wanted to let that out, but you didn't want to provoke him, so doing it with your inner monologue should do the job, for now. The feeling was mutual, apparently. Talbot wasn't too happy seeing you as his classmate. Being a bigger person, you only nodded as you walked past him with an awkward smile, hoping that he wouldn't hit you or anything. Nothing happened. He might be not a nice person, but he certainly wasn't a stupid person either. He knew better to not mess around in a crowded place. Managing to walk past him in one piece, you quickly sat down on a nearby seat, but still considerably far away from him. So much for a nice day! At least there's something I can look forward to after this class. Class concluded with Miss Choi leaving the classroom. Everyone else followed from behind. You wanted to do the same, but seeing as the door was a little bit crowded, you decided to wait for a little bit. Good thing that Talbot left with the other people so you wouldn't have to deal with him. After waiting for a few minutes, it was time for you to leave and meet Mark by the school gate. I wonder if he's finished his course. Hi, Mark. Oh, you're here. Hey, Mark. You finished fast. Yeah, we were doing some assignments and I finished them. That's good. What was it about? Macroeconomics. I know, but what exactly? I don't think you would know if I told you. Fair enough. Anyway, you said you need me with something? So, what are we doing and where are we going? Maybe I should ask you if you can go out until evening. I don't see why not. I live alone after all. No, you don't. Huh? But Oh! I see now. I'll let Lars know so he won't get worried. You mind if I go home first? Sure. Thanks. I'll be waiting by Publix. Oh, you're not coming? Nah, I want to get something in Publix. Okay. Once arrived at Publix, Mark went inside while you kept going home. You heard a bell chime sound coming from your right ear, so you instinctively looked at that direction. There was someone standing on the other side of the road. Thought they looked familiar, and when you wanted to get a good look at them, a truck passed by, obscuring your view. By the time you could see the other side, that person was already gone. What was that? It would be best to pay no attention. Let's have you head back home. There was nothing new in this alley, just some children playing in the playground on your right. I'm going to pull up the sensor again, cause, Lars. How nice to be so carefree like that. You said it as if you weren't a carefree person. You found Lars speaking with someone over the gate. It looked like that other person was asking for directions, but Lars's expression suggested otherwise. Since it was your house and Lars lived with you, albeit temporarily, you had to know what was going on. Hello? Ah! I don't trust any of the characters because Sileo Tales of a New Dawn, fucking Diego. When you got a closer look at the other person, you noticed that he looked familiar. Have I met him somewhere? I love that name tag. Oh, are you perhaps the one who lives here? Yes. Is there anything I could help you with? I was wondering if you knew who lived here before you. No, I don't. Sorry. Oh, really? That's too bad. If that's the case, do you think I can You must be tired, Walter. Why don't you head inside and take it easy for a while? Lars was gesturing you to head inside, but this person realized it, so he moved toward the front of the gate. That doesn't seem like a good situation for you right now. You look mighty familiar. Do we know each other? The way he obstructed your path had you feeling very annoyed. You looked at him straight in the eye to answer his question. No, I don't know. I need to go. Can you please move now? Apologies, you just look so familiar. I wanted to make sure. Of course. Lars, I'll head out later. Might be home late evening and have dinner outside. Oh. Okay. When you closed the door, the annoyance and agitation you felt at the time was replaced with worry. Why did I do that? I'm lucky he didn't beat me. It was actually scary when he stopped me like that. Still a little bit shaken after the encounter with that person, you waited inside until that person left before heading out to meet up with Mark. Oh, finally here. What took you so long? Sorry, there was a scary person outside my house, so I had to wait until he left. Scary person? What happened? I don't know. He was asking about my house and stuff. Lars took care of it, though. Why didn't you call me earlier? Sorry, I was just freaking out when it happened. At least we're okay. Mark didn't say, but he was clearly worried about you. Yeah, I'm okay. While you were staring off toward the middle of the road, Mark scooted over towards you and placed something freezing cold onto your face, causing you to jump up. Ah, what? The bus won't be here until 10 minutes later, so here, something to drink. Bottled milk? You accepted the chilled bottled milk that he pushed against your face. This was worth it. I just grabbed a random drink. Don't think that I chose this for you. Thanks, Mark. Oh, speaking of, you said we'd be outside until evening. Yes, I did. Do you think we could stop by somewhere to eat later? I told Lars I would be out and he didn't have to prepare dinner for me. Sure, I'll see if there's any place we could eat together. Okays. You sat there with Mark until the bus arrived. Once it was there, you two boarded the bus to the city. It's been a while since I went here. Like 3 days. Hey, that's a long time for my slow self. Right. What are we going to do? I was thinking of bringing us somewhere else, but I changed my mind. I thought I'd get us dinner first, so we're heading to my place. Ooh, I've never been to your house before. I'm now inviting you. Exciting. Okay, we're just going to go through Mark's entire day. Exciting. Wait, but neither of us can cook. Yeah, that's why I ordered food delivery. By the time we got to my place, the food would arrive. Oh, okay. You took another bus with Mark to some other place. This time, it was a house big enough to easily fit 70 people comfortably. The gate and fencing were so nice looking, you could easily see what was inside. The yard was spacious. Whoever lives here must be lucky and blessed. So, are we waiting for another bus? No, this is our last stop. Oh, okay, so we're going to walk to your place from here. Sure. You saw Mark meddling with some device that was installed on the right side of the fence post. You wondered if that was legal, especially if it was someone else's private property. After pressing a few buttons on the number pad, the gate opened by itself. How futuristic! Alright, after you. Huh? What do you mean, huh? Are you entering or not? You only made the connection just now. This house belonged to Mark's family. What? What? Ow, my ear! What was that for? This is your house? This house? Yeah, why is that a big deal? It's just so big. I thought this was someone else's house. Why are you so surprised? I thought you have a bigger house in Farfetch. Definitely not. Our house is decently sized. This is like a manor. Well, except it's not. Are you going in or not? Yes. Sorry. Still shocked. Food delivery for Mark JT. Mark JT? Oh, nice. Just like I calculated. After confirming with the delivery person that he was indeed Mark JT, he handed the box to Mark before driving off somewhere else, presumably to deliver more things. Let's head in. Okay. No freaking way! Ow! My poor ears! This is beyond big! Relax. I am relax! No, you are not. Thornton, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure Mark's last name is Thornton. Why don't we head to the kitchen to eat? Okays. He headed to the kitchen with Mark, and just like the other part of his house, the dining area was more like a small restaurant than a family dining area, at least compared to your current house. Sit down wherever. I'm getting utensils for us. Okay. As Mark went to the other part of the room for some eating utensils, you looked around the room curiously. You can look all you want later, but for now, let's eat. Was it that obvious? You were practically 180-degree turning your head a few times. You know I didn't. Hyperbole. Hyperboling? Did you even listen to Mr. Stone's class? Sometimes. Don't at me. So, what did you have for us? Fried rice, the one that my dad loves. Oh? I want to see what's the deal with this green fried rice he's so enthusiastic about. Green fried rice? Exactly my reaction. It's green. Swamp-looking ass green fried rice. As you open the package, the pleasant smell of fried ebi shrimp permeated the air. It had some spicy hint to it that almost made you sneeze. I can see why they call it green fried rice. So did you. The smell of green paprika and green pepper invaded your nostrils. The rice also looked green. Smells good. That, I agree. Here's yours. As he passed your portion of fried rice to you, the smell's getting stronger, triggering something within your nostrils and causing you to sneeze a few times. Looks like your nose isn't agreeing with it. It stopped after a good 5 seconds. It stopped now, though! Thanks for the food, Mark. No prob. Let's eat. By the way, did you know the guy earlier? He looked familiar, but no? Huh, must be my imagination then. What do you mean? He looked at you like he recognized you. Really? You did think he was familiar, like you'd seen him in Farfetch before. But I got nothing. Nope, don't think I remember him. That's fine, let's just eat then. Sounds good. It was a little bit spicy, wasn't it? A little bit. You two said that while sweating buckets. You weren't the only one who would enjoy spicy food. But the green fried rice was so good that you couldn't stop consuming it. If spicy food could burn your tongue, it would already be burning. We ate it all! So we did. Give me your plate. I'll toss it into the dishwasher for you. Thank you, Mark. Yep. While Mark was doing the dishes with the dishwasher, he took another sip of milk he got from the fridge to subdue the pain from the spicy green pepper. I need to breathe. One sip wasn't enough. You took another sip, and before you knew it, you chugged almost half a small gallon of milk. Leave some for me, why don't you? Right, sorry. Spicy. It was good, though. Yeah. Alright, so what are we going to do next? Let's head back to the living room first. Okays. Grab your phone. You're going to help me look for flower shops around this area. Flower shop? You're going to buy a bouquet for someone? More like I need to look for the owner. Should I ask why? No. Okay. You're going to ask anyway, aren't you? I just had a strange encounter with an owner of a certain flower shop. Oh? When was this and what happened? It happened last week. Around the night before I went to your house early in the morning. I remember that. It was about when you're in a good mood and something like that, yeah? Yeah, I have little to no memory of what happened when I'm in that chipper mood. And that's exactly what happened. Well, I have some recollections, but I still need to make sure. Especially for what happened at that flower shop. I thought I remembered the name of the flower shop and where it was, but apparently not. Huh, that's weird for sure. What was the name? Carnation. Could have sworn that was the name written on the awning. Okay, let me try. You typed in the word Karna on the search bar, and it came back with the result. I think I got it. You did? Yeah, it says Carnation here. It doesn't have many reviews, though. Let me see. Here. Is that not it? I think it is, but something looks different. Different how? When I reached the place, I remember it was looking quite desolate. Maybe you saw it wrong because it was dark? No, it can't be that. I suppose the only explanation is because I remembered it wrong. That makes sense. Well, that took faster than I thought. Our next stop is this Carnation Flower Shop. Let's go! Right now? Yeah, I did say we'd be outside in the evening. You're honestly expecting Mark to make snide remarks about your question. But he was in serious mode right now and couldn't be bothered about it. Okay. I didn't know there would still be buses at night. Yeah, they're almost operating 24/7. Only within the city perimeter and certain routes, though. Ah, okay. Fuck. Didn't get to read that. Let's hope the bus really takes us to this Carnation Flower Shop. Huh? What do you mean? Last time it took me back to the city center. Huh? Maybe you took the wrong bus? That's what I thought initially, but then I blamed it on me not remembering the exact address of the flower shop. I actually tried searching for it, but I got no results. We got a result, though. Yeah, not sure how we got a hit. It was weird. So, what if the bus doesn't take us there? Head back, I guess. You really need to leave before 9. The last one to your area is around that hour. Oh, I see. Makes sense. What if it takes us there? Then I'd want to have a talk with the shop owner. You're not getting in trouble with whoever that is, right? Not yet. Not yet? What do you mean, not yet? Did you two fight or something? Relax, it's nothing like that. The bus you just took appeared to be the one Mark was looking for. You two arrived at a flower shop called Carnation. It wasn't as desolate as Mark described. Huh. I took this one the other day, but it took me somewhere else. That's strange, yeah. But it really is here, though it seems different from what I remember. Yeah, it doesn't look as desolate as you said. I think this looks pretty nice. Yeah, other than the houses near this area, everything looks the same as I remember. Let's head inside. Okay. You and Mark approached the flower shop. As you got closer, a very distinct, nice-smelling, faint floral scent could be smelled in the area. Which made sense, since this was a flower shop, and there were all kinds of flowers being displayed outside. You were ready to enter through the front door like every customer would, but your track was stopped by a disembodied voice on your right. Oh, customers? Apparently it wasn't a disembodied voice. It was just you somehow didn't notice him sitting there. It was that person you decided to ignore this morning. You felt like hiding your face so he wouldn't recognize you. Oh, I remember you. Who, me? Both of you. But he saw you first and remembered you. This is going to be awkward. Huh, you know him, Walter? Well, not exactly. We walked past each other this morning. Yeah, like that. I see what's going on now. I don't think I've introduced myself to you. My name's Andrew. Nice meeting you, Walter. Likewise. Well, what brings you to my flower shop? I'm not going to beat around the bush, as strange of a question as it is. Are you the same person as the one I met the first time? That is quite a strange question indeed. By the first time we met, do you mean when you came here at night almost passed out? Almost passed out? I'll explain later, but yes, that's exactly what I meant. But I suppose I already have my answer, if you know of that encounter. I don't understand what's going on. Are you saying that there's someone else that looks like me? I don't know. I feel like I talked to a different person that time. Could it be one of my siblings? But we don't look alike. Well, whatever it is, I can safely assume you two are here for something other than flowers. Haha. Well, I don't mind having company. It gets quiet around this hour. Why do you read books outside? I like it here. It's not as stuffy as inside. He said that as he walked to his seat. Feel free to sit down if you like. Would you be okay if I look around? Yeah, go ahead. Better if you decide to get yourself flowers. I don't have anyone I will give flowers to. As you walked off for some flower seeing, you half expected Mark to click his tongue at what you just said in his usual joking, not joking way. But it was like he didn't hear you at all. Today wasn't the day for him to be sassy. At you, apparently. Whatever issue he had with his flower shop tiger, he was laser focused on it. You turned back and saw Mark talking with Andrew about something else. I should just mind my own business. You were only here to accompany him. There was no need to be included in every moment of his conversation. Although you had to admit you were slightly curious about it, Mark appeared to be somewhat irritated, with Andrew trying his best to answer any questions Mark had. There's a lot of roses in this area. Maybe Andrew was particularly fond of roses. I personally enjoy hydrangea more. After you were finished looking around, you headed back to where Mark and Andrew were. Sure, I'll let you know. Thanks. Once he was done, Mark turned his attention to you. Finished looking around? Yeah. Want to head back? Sure. Oh, you guys aren't staying longer? That's a shame. I need to bring him back to his house. We go by bus, so we can't stay longer than we have to. I see. Well, it was nice having you two here. Come visit soon, preferably when you have purchasing flowers in mind. Haha. Just kidding. Come by any time. You left Carnation the same way you came here. What do you think of this Andrew person? He seemed nice. I liked his energy. Huh, that's so? Why? Do you not agree with me? I can't say I do. He feels off-putting to me. But then again, it might just be me and my trust issues. In any case, that's not important. Oh, you still haven't explained to me what happened. I remember Andrew saying you almost passed out when you first went there. Oh, that. Yes? I get random headaches at the most inconvenient times possible. It's embarrassing. Headaches? Don't tell me you don't know what headaches are. I know that! Ha! It happened as soon as I got to Carnation. It was really strange. It didn't seem like a coincidence. Something about Andrew bothers me a lot, and I don't know what it is. That aside, do you want to head home now? Do you want to stay longer or go home? Slay. I want to hang out more if that's okay. I have no complaints. It doesn't seem like my dad's home just yet. His car's nowhere around here. Let's head in. Want to hang out in my room instead? This will be the chance I get to see how big his room is. Yes, please. This is your bedroom? It is my bedroom. Not sorry about the mess, but I'll clean it up real quick. It's no big deal. It is not, but I still want to clean it up. He said that, but it clearly was a big deal to him. When he was busy shoving the boxes in his corner, where neither of you could see them, you noticed something fell onto the floor. It was a piece of paper. You picked it up and took a peek of what was written on it. Oh? That sheet of paper wasn't just any normal paper. It was old. It smelled musty. And it seemed like it would break down if you held it longer. What caught your interest wasn't its sorry state, but rather what was inscribed onto it. Maybe I should ask Mark about it. Hey, Mark. Something fell off the box you were carrying earlier. What is it? So, that looks like my pendant. Do you know anything about it? We're going to have this kind of talk again, aren't we? Try to help me. I've been trying to figure out about this pendant I have. I guess you have to find out sooner or later. To tell you the truth, I don't remember much about this drawing or your pendant. I know it's been around since a long time ago. I was told that I got mine from my great-grandfather. You also have one? Not exactly. I did have something that resembles your pendant, but it was in the shape of a pocket watch. A pocket watch? Oh. Yeah, the one I lost. I see. I'm sorry. Meh, it's whatever. If it's gone, it's gone. But still, let's just drop it. Since Mark was looking agitated more than usual, you decided to respect his request to drop the topic, but it left you with more questions than answers. Right. But yes, I don't know much about your pendant or mine. That's why I didn't say much about it. I see. Back to square one, I guess. I wouldn't say that. At least you know now we have a relationship of some sort. Relationship? Relation? Wait. Relation, not relationship. Relation of some sort. Not family kind of relation. My pendant looks different than the drawing, though. Yeah, it looks more complete than your pendant. Let me see your pendant. Oh? You removed the pendant from its chains and handed it to Mark. He inspected it from all sides and angles. Where are you going? What are you doing? Looking for some sort of button or anything that looks like it. I don't remember seeing anything like that. Oh, just remembered something interesting about this pendant. Tell me. Here, let me show you. Mark gave you the pendant back. If you rotate this part here like this, you moved your finger in a way that the center part would slide out of its socket. While you were messing with the compartment within the pendant itself, Mark was looking with undivided attention. It had certainly caught his interest. There. To be honest, it was more like it was so old that it couldn't keep itself together than a quirky mechanism. If you ask me, though, I think it's because the socket is loose. I don't think so. Mine also has weird secrets like this, in a guise of a button. For my pocket watch, it's the hands. Hands? Hour and minute hands. I've always thought it seemed strange since they were of the same length, but whenever it reaches 6 or 12, it would make a weird tick sound. Maybe I should ask him to show me. Don't think about it. I lost my pocket watch. Right, sorry. I really hope you find your pocket watch soon, so you can solve whatever you're trying to solve right now. Yes and no. And now I know it might have the same value as my pendant to you. I genuinely want you to have it back. Heh, thanks. Maybe if it really is destined to be yours, it'll come back somehow. It is mine, and I don't think that's how it works, Walter. I mean, I've lost mine a few times, and it came back to me somehow. That being said, I wouldn't try pushing my luck by losing it again. Good to see that you still have a working brain cell. Hey! Well, I think that's all I'm going to ask you about the pendant. Good, because I know almost no more than you do. I'm glad that I decided to ask you, though. Why? I feel more at ease. For once, I don't feel lost on something. Well, it's true that I got more questions than answers right now. But you don't feel alone in this because someone else could relate to you? Stop reading my mind! It's what I feel, so I know. Oh? I might not look like it, but I'm also looking for something of my own. On my own. Let me guess. You're not going to tell me what you're looking for. You got it right! It's just something I need to deal with myself. I don't want anyone else to get caught in it. Especially not you. Especially not me? Which one? I don't think I want to know. Maybe it was best that you didn't know. Some things are better left unknown. Well, if you say so. I suppose I have to believe you for what you said. Thanks. With that conversation coming to an end, you and Mark hung out in his room for a good while before you decided it was time to leave. Thanks for having me today, Mark. I had a lot of fun. Of course you would have a lot of fun. I was the host after all. Mark was doing his usual thing, and you responded with the usual eye rolling. Yeah, you have to stop before I roll my eyes out. Heh, You wanted to talk more, but the time wasn't agreeing with you. The bus arrived, and you hopped on after saying goodbye to Mark. Mark waved until the doors were closed before he went back to his house. You got off the bus after it reached the stop nearest to your house. Since there was nothing else to do here, you decided to head straight home. Let's see where my keys are. You hadn't finished looking for the keys when the door opened with Lars standing in front of you. Welcome back! Oh, hey Lars, I'm home! Do you want me to fill the bathtub for you? No thank you. I'm just going to take a quick shower. I'll go do that right now. Okay. Okay, bring up sensor, because I don't trust Lars. It took less than 10 minutes in the shower, and now you were dressed more comfortably. It was time to head back to the living room to see how Lars was doing. Okay. He's wearing clothes. Thank God. Hey. How are you doing, Lars? I'm okay. Relaxing day so far. That's good. How about you? How was the exam? Did anything fun today? I did fine, but I'm sure I won't get a perfect score. There were some difficult questions. Ah, I see. Good job, though. Thanks. I visited a strange place with Mark. It was a flower shop. Strange place? Flower shop? Did you two buy some flowers? No, we didn't. Mark just wanted to talk with the owner. It was for a weird reason, though. Confusing. Haha. The owner lives near here, actually. Oh? Where is it? I want to trust him, but Saleo. Oh, where is it? It's the alley where we used to talk often. I see. He's a nice guy. Mark doesn't agree with me, though. He said he's not to be trusted, more or less. Maybe he knows the owner more than we do. Maybe, but I still think Andrew's an okay guy. I believe it. Oh yeah, about that person earlier. You mean the stranger? Yeah, what happened to him? Nothing much. After getting what he wanted, he left without giving anyone problems. That's good. He was so scary. You didn't seem like you were scared of him, though. If anything, it was the opposite. Well, I might have put on a brave face. It sure fooled me and him. It was a little bit quiet staying here alone today. Oh? I suppose it would get quiet, yeah. If there's nothing else to do, maybe we should get ready for bed. Ah, yeah. I also had dinner with Mark earlier, so I'm good to go. Sounds good. You want to sleep in my room? I don't mind having you there. Oh. If you don't mind, then I'd be happy to. Awesome! Post-traumatic Saleo disorder. Oh no! After finishing getting ready for bed, you lay down on the bed with Lars taking the space on the floor next to it with his mattress. You mind if I turn off the light? Not at all. Okay. Good night, Lars. Good night, Walter. We're going to leave off here tonight because that's the end of the update. Look. Yeah. I'm going to try to make a TikTok tonight. Most likely I'll just pull something out of nowhere, just not make one. I really want to make one though, so yeah. Anyways, stay safe, have a good night. And I will see you all tomorrow.